We're not live yet. Are we live? Are
Yeah.
we live?
Good evening, everyone. What's doing tonight?
Good evening. I'm just kidding.
I hope everyone's
Good
having a good
evening.
night.
I hope you're having a good night, Doreen.
Uh, I'm having a
How's
pretty
your
good
night?
night.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm
What have you been
relaxed
doing
now.
all day? Um,
Cleaning, cleaning the house. Cleaning the house. Me and Brandy were talking about that also the other night. Um, I was telling her I will never clean my house the way that I had to clean my house when growing up
oh,
after my
yeah,
mother passed.
no.
After my mother passed away,
Hey,
I will
Mel.
never, never, ever, ever. But my house is not going to be like that. Like I just clean what I like, even though I think I clean enough. But
Right. Like the baseboards and
yeah, I was telling her about all that in the
yeah.
walls. No, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Hey, Tomas. Hey, Mel and Tomas.
Hey,
Yeah, I know. We
Tomas.
had to get into the nitty-gritty, when I was growing up. The
Yeah.
nitty-gritty. Although I did get paid. I did get paid, so that was cool. When you needed some money, some extra money.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I cleaned my grandparents' house. And that was awesome. That was awesome. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? How are you doing, Tomas? How's your week been? I know that, kind of
Yeah, it's been a
feeling a
minute.
little.
It's been a minute, Tomas, since I've seen you.
I know. Hey, what? How are you, sweetie? Good to see you. Good to see everybody.
Hey, Whitney,
How's your
how are
week
you tonight?
going? How's everybody's week going? I'm going to be real honest from the jump. My week's been long and rough. I've been emotionally exhausted, physically exhausted, the whole nine. Like, has just been the week. The week
Yeah.
has been the whole nine. It has. How was your week?
Me?
We're so sleepy. Yeah, I just feel like we're so
Ah,
sleepy.
I've been in different worlds. Between my nerves and just tired, exhausted,
Yeah, I know.
you
Hey,
know.
anybody in the chat, how have you been feeling this week? This has been brutal. It's been an emotional roller coaster, bad brain fog. I agree.
Yes. I don't know, it's in
Hey,
the air
Willie. Hey, Willie.
loudly.
Uh, yeah, Melissa, I've been worried about you, Tiff. I know. I have to say, both Witness and Mel both reached out to me and they're like, "How are you doing? How are you? You
Aw,
okay?"
that's
Messed up
nice.
for me. A lot of family drama. Willie had to take a few days off. This is what I'm saying. It's been
There's something in the
tricky.
air. I don't know. There's something going on. Like I don't know if it's because it's closer. Like what are we now? Like 10 days from Christmas, basically.
We are exactly 10 days from Christmas. That's something else that I wanted to talk about, a little
Oh, thank you.
too. And yeah, how you been, Mischief? How have you been this week? That's kind of what we're talking about is just how has everybody been feeling this week? Because the general consensus kind of seems to be hello, beautiful Joni.
Hey, Joni.
Hey, beautiful Joni. The general consensus is that it's been a tough week,
Yeah.
emotionally, physically,
And
um,
mentally.
mentally. Well, it just all of that just adds to mental, doesn't it? And it most
Yeah,
certainly adds to brain fogginess
it
and
does. Yes.
cloudy and all of that stuff. And
Tomas, I'm
you
sorry that you're having such drama going on at home. Care to talk about it?
know, it's tough. It's tough when drama's going on at home, no matter what your living situation is, isn't it? It's just it
Yeah.
makes for uncomfortable household, it makes for thick air, it makes for people walking on tippy toes. It's not comfortable for anybody when the house is in uproar, right?
Yeah.
Oh, see, he said I almost packed my truck and leave. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Oh,
And
Tomas.
then that's the worst way to feel. And something that's part of my anxiety. We were talking a little bit earlier about agoraphobia, which is something that we'll talk about too a little bit more. But my anxiety is when I get triggered, like I've said billions of times on these lives, when my anxiety gets triggered enough, I will be running naked down the middle of the road. Like, get me the fuck out of here. Help me. Whatever the case is. It's almost like you just feel like everything closes in on you,
Yes. Yeah.
and it's like I'll just leave. I'll just can leave. I don't know where I'm gonna live or I don't know what I'm gonna do, but bye. Which is really stupid, right? But at the same time, I think it's like just an anxiety reaction sometimes is just like, "Fuck it, I'm out," and, but then you end up kicking yourself in the teeth, right? For like,
Mm.
"Fuck, I just fucked up my situation," and now it, becomes yes, exactly, Willy Weed, fight or flight, and sometimes I'm like, "I'm out.
And
I'm just
that
out. I'm not."
is something, that fight or flight. Ooh. And Tomas, I'm
It is.
sorry that it gets that to that, it gets that far.
Well, I think I am sorry, Tomas, that you're going through that right now. It doesn't yeah, true. Whoops. I meant to pull up this when they came up so fast. Yeah, Willie is right. Some people just freeze, right? Eh,
Yeah.
I think I get the brain freeze sometimes, like there's nobody. I'm like it's almost like I just feel deaded. Like dead in the head. Dead in the I'm not comprehending what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm not
Mhm.
I'm not having any feelings even about what you're saying because I'm not understanding you know what I mean? It's almost like, ugh,
I don't pay
okay,
attention to what anybody is saying, especially if you've got me to that point where like
you're in that mode.
you touched my anxiety. I don't hear you at all.
No. Well, no. And the higher the anxiety gets, right? Because then the busier you've got to get
Oh yeah.
focusing on your anxiety. That's truthfully how it will work.
Anxiety, panic attacks is very high adrenaline.
Yes, I think you're right, Tomas. Long story, guys. And being bipolar with severe panic attacks is a bad combo to try. And if ignored, diffuse. It really is because your brain's all a mess.
Discombobulated.
Yes, I would imagine so. I don't have bipolar disorder, so I don't know how that affects, but I'm sure that it would just exacerbate either way, I would imagine. Tomas, is that what happens for you? Does it exacerbate it one way or the other? Whether being a little bit manic or a little bit more depressed during the panic attacks? Yeah, that's terrible. Tonight also, you guys, I wanted to talk about agoraphobia. I put the definition in the top of the stream. Um, so I could pull it up just like so. And it's a person with agoraphobia is afraid to leave their environment or environment that they know or consider to be safe. So
100%.
100%. And I have uh yes, snapping mood swings, all of that for Tomas. Yeah, with the whole I'm fucking out of here. Wait, no, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Now I'm staying and I'm depressed about it. Or,
You laugh
eh,
you laugh so hard because you feel like you're going crazy, and then you cry terribly because it just makes you so depressed. It's those
mhm,
high and lows. It's horrible.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Absolutely. So I did want to jump into our agoraphobia a little bit because you and I both have agoraphobia. And I think it shows in similar ways and it shows in different way.
Yeah.
Hermit worked great for the calamities. And you're right, it did. In all honesty, Willie, because he's agoraphobic, a hermit, and it did work great for the calamities. And when the calamities came around and showed itself in 2020, we'll say, um, we had already kind of had a community in place of people that talked to each other, didn't get out much. And a
Right.
lot of that is for different reasons. But when the calamity came, it was fine for us because we had already had our support
'Cause we
system
were
kind of
already
in
doing that anyway.
place. Yeah, talking to each other and all that. Yeah. Makes sense when the panorama was going strong. She did have agoraphobia for sure. I'm sure Dore and Tiff might remember that I had the very first panic attack going shopping for the first time. You ladies had to tell me. Yeah, she didn't really realize that that was what a panic attack was.
Right.
Uh, but Mel most certainly, and it was definitely a high stress, high panic, high anxiety time for the world, right?
Yes.
So I think, yeah, yeah, right, Chris. I love the stay at home policy. Yep. Thomas says, "Yep, yep." Uh,
Yeah.
and Mischief, you're totally right. This time of year brings up all sorts of feelings like loss and grief. Christmas is not joy and laughter for everyone. No, it's not. And it is hard that, since you mentioned that, Chris, um, I every year the holidays and as the years pass, right, we lose more people, unfortunately, and
Yeah.
they aren't with us in the holidays, and uh then the holidays have to change. You have to kind of rearrange things, do things differently, try to come up with some new traditions, try to invent something new. um
It's really sad
you know
because there's always an empty seat.
Well, it is sad, and it is really difficult, and I will be really honest with you, Doreen. Um I know Chris knows too, like Mischief, I was having and what I think too, I was having such a hard time because The day that I was supposed to go on my trip, I found out my daughter couldn't go because of the conundrum, right? They had gotten it, the conundrum, or her husband had gotten it. So they didn't come to my birthday weekend, which I was totally looking forward to my birthday weekend, but there was already someone going to be missing, right?
Right.
You guys, I might get teary already. And all I said was somebody was missing. See, Chris, you're 100% right. It is time of year that and I'm saying my dad, my dad didn't make it to my party, my 50th birthday. So it's very, very and then, grandparents have been gone, different people have been gone, and you've had to make different arrangements. My stepdad has been gone. So we've just had to change it around. And that is very true, Chris. um, when the holidays come, because it's like when we were kids, we had totally different traditions or different things. We did different things, right? When we were kids. And
Yeah.
then even when our kids were kids, we kind of had traditions and then things changed. And now I am like, I do Christmas Eve for my kids. And then I don't really do anything on Christmas Day. I spend it with you guys. That's what I have done for the past few years is spend Christmas Day with you guys, which I love. I love that. Um, especially for, some of our friends that don't
Have
have
anybody.
family,
Yeah.
have anybody. Well, it's even nice for the friends that do have people or that when they come home or when whatever, they do pop in and join us. But I think facing the holidays is really difficult, and some years are most certainly much harder than others.
Oh yeah.
Um, and this is a tough year. There's been just a lot of loss or sickness or just different shit this year from the beginning of it to now. It's like it just has not stopped.
Right.
And I do want to do something for yes, yay, witness. I can't wait to spend Christmas with y'all. Yay, yes. Joni's taking the week
Nice.
off of Christmas. Yay. And like just like Thanksgiving, there is I've invited anyone to come live on my channel. I know Joni is also doing something on her channel. I tried to kind of split our time so that we can kind of both be on through the day, but to give each other a chance to take breaks. She's, of course, welcome here, and I'm assuming I'm welcome there. I can't believe Joni would block me out, but she might. Doreen obviously will be here. Whitney, I will send you the link. You guys already know. I'll send all of you guys the link because you are all with us. Oh yeah, Willie Weed. That's Willie. Willie. I gotta save that for next year, honey. I gotta get through Christmas. It's 10 days. But
Hey
no, that's
Willie,
something that
did you get rid of any of your kitties?
oh yes. Yes, Willie. Did you? Um oh oh Whitney. Let's see. Yeah, it will be nuts. It will be nuts. But since you guys are here, since some of you guys are here from the SPTV community, some of you guys that are here, um, I did want to just take a second because I know part of the reason this week has been tough is because the SPTV community lost a wonderful uh, a wonderful creator, and I think probably just a wonderful person trying to figure out his life, himself, and all of that good jazz. And so, in honor of that, I wanted to take this. That's right. Johnny's got it. Since Willie's here with me, I know at least somebody will do it. And we are going to partake for our friend Doug, who honestly gave me a lot of inspiration to just come on and be my fucking self, not give a fuck about being monetized or any of that other shit, and just say whatever the hell I want. So, in light of Doug, let's take a poof.
Aw. May he rest in peace.
Wherever he is, I hope he's tearing it up and listening to loud music.
Yeah.
To our friend Doug. So I know I'm not really an SPTV channel, but I obviously cannot let that go without sending a little love and my my appreciation for all of the things that I learned from him. He really, really is fascinating and a cool dude. I liked his delivery. Sorry, guys. So let's take another puff in honor of Doug because that one was like the pre-Doug one. And then I think Doug needs an extra one for the post-Doug one. Trophy. Xenu. When you would say Xenu, you had to smoke. So we could say trophy. We could take that as our little signal. I don't have a little secret word, Willie. Maybe I used to. Yeah, Doug always said, Xenu Marlene. Miss you, man. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Xenu smoke. Xenu is smoke. So maybe we'll carry that on. Uh, oh, nice. Finish it up, Willie. We are thinking of you, Doug. Sweetheart. Sweetheart. And I hope that he has a lot of the answers that he was looking for. I really, truthfully do. And I know that we all appreciate him being a part of our life. So thank you very much, Doug. Everybody else partake in your beverage that you have handy. I also have coffee. Let's have a coffee. All right. Right? Partake. I'm going to have to get some little fun thing. Okay. So, Christmas. We're talking about agoraphobia and Christmas. Those two fuckers together can be a real bitch, right?
Yeah,
Thank
how do you
you
do
for
any Christmas
online
shopping
shopping.
if you're agoraphobic? You have to settle for a catalog. Or
Right. Right.
you have to go on Temu or
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
Amazon,
Amazon
and
has been
you
real
got to
close
do
today.
all of your Christmas shopping.
Mischief. Yep. Yes. All.
Yeah,
I mean, all. And now I'm so behind, you guys. I'm so behind in my Christmas shopping because this week was totally really like physical recovery for me because, like I told you earlier, my body was hit from the weekend just because it's anyway. But so, and then emotionally, it's been both difficult. One, losing Doug, it has been a very sad thing for one, that whole community, but two, as somebody that you just enjoy, when you just enjoy somebody. And so that was sad. Plus, there was already all this sadness that I had going on before,
right.
so yeah, look, Amazon Prime, we're all giving shout outs to Amazon. They're
Yes.
Amazon, Amazon, come and Oh, look at you, girlfriend. Good job. Mischief says she's actually started. She's separating into piles now. She has a bit of wrapping to do, so she's getting on it, which is good. That's the first step to anything, right? Is starting, right, guys?
Yes.
I need to take my own advice sometimes. When I get on here and I talk to you guys, um, I'm like, uh, I'm like, oh shit, Tiffany, listen to yourself. Come and sponsor us, Amazon, right? That's what I was gonna say. Not sponsored by Amazon, nor will we ever be sponsored by Amazon, but we sponsor Amazon. Right? I pay my monthly fee or my yearly fee because we have our own accounts, and then and then
Hmm.
um, the shopping we do.
Yeah.
Mm. Joni is saying don't work for Amazon because she works for they don't. She says they don't treat their employees very well, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
She said that they
And
don't.
she's not the only person that I've heard say that, so I don't know. Tomas got Gatorade, powdered donuts, and of course M&Ms. Well, what more do you need? What
Well,
more do you need?
I'm jealous, Tomas. Well, not for the
I
Gatorade.
think the I think this grief thing and me now that we're talking about it, and maybe that's what's holding me back from like I'm not you guys, I put up the Christmas tree for us, right? For us and you guys. I have this little Christmas tree, which I don't even know if you guys can tell it's a Christmas tree, but it's cute. I'll get a picture of it or something. But that's all I've done is decorate like this little guy. I hung up his little bulbs, I did his things, and so now I'm like, okay, I'm done decorating for Christmas. But I still
Well, you
need to
got a
do my
Christmas
living
tree up.
room and stuff. Yeah, I know. I still need to do my living room and stuff. And I've been so tired, just so exhausted and so heart heavy. Maybe that's the other thing too that might be something for us to point out. Us moms of adult children, it changes things, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And I
It
think that
does.
that might be part of what mischief. Would you say that that makes it a little bit hard too? Oh, no. That's okay, I'll take one for you. You're so cute. Um, yeah, I gotta get moving. Tomas, do you have any that's something I need to know, if Tomas has any type of a Christmas decoration or anything in his room, because, that he needs it, right? We gotta help each other out with stuff.
Tomas, remember when we talked you into putting up your Christmas tree? Are you doing that this year?
He's like, "I've got a dragon with a plasma ball in my room, if that counts as Christmas." I don't think so. I think you're gonna have to at least
Tomas,
get a
put up your
picture or something.
Christmas tree.
But honestly, I think all these things do you guys think that all these things together are probably making us feel a little bit of the way we do? The over emotional, right? The not interested in Christmas, financial burden of Christmas. There's a lot of anxiety that can be associated with Christmas. I don't know if you guys go in the chat, go out for Christmas or stay home for Christmas. I know that can be anxiety provoking, right?
A lot of people have such high expectations for Christmas. And, sometimes you just can't live up to that. And that causes
A
a
lot
lot
of
of stress,
anxiety.
a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety on yourself for that. I mean,
And then it almost adds that extra, you're right, it adds extra depression on you because you don't feel like it. And then you're like, oh, I don't even feel like it, which makes it
Right.
even more depressing.
Right.
We got to figure this funk out a little bit. You have any Christmas decorations up besides your lights, your necklace light,
No.
you and the Statue of Liberty and all that good jazz?
I don't even have that up. It's lying over here somewhere. Like, I didn't even put that up.
Joni, do you have anything Christmas in your apartment? Uh, because I know Mel has her tree up. I know Tomas's mom put up a beautiful tree upstairs. Um, Chris is like, Joni, you'd love my living room. It looks like an Amazon warehouse. Probably does now that you started unpacking. Um, Chris says, I've got nothing. Garland on the windows. Still is all I'm doing. I'll put lights on it. Works for outside and inside. True. Good point, Chris.
Yes.
I love that. She's a thinker, right? Isn't she a thinker?
Yeah.
Say I didn't decorate it. You saw it from the outside and you saw it from the inside. I love that. Our entire family gets together at my mom and dad's. The adults in our family do a secret Santa and we all buy for the littles. You know, I'm kind of thinking about we have 10 days. I don't even know who's coming to my house. And we were going to draw names, but that's not going to work out. So I think I'm just going to do like a secret Santa thing. And then maybe we'll play the white elephant game. If someone tells me how it works, I will definitely will do that. But I mean, even that has been, oh, even that has been the only person we've bought for is my granddaughter. Okay, Joni says she will have on Monday something Christmas in her place. Witness. Oh,
Nice.
well, she found her. Go, girl. But see, that's the thing about weed smokers. We can usually find a little something.
Boom. Found some.
Yeah, I know. Like, puff, puff. So sweet. She's so sweet. Do you have any? I bet you do have your decorations up. And I did see your comment earlier. I wanted to talk about it, but in a minute. Sorry, Mel. I keep pulling that up because I started. Willie, what about you? It's fun when you have the little kids. It is. This, like my granddaughter is like, I'm so excited to buy her stuff.
It's fun
And
when
I
you have the
actually,
little kids. When you have older children like me, there's no spark in anybody's eye anymore for anything.
are you saying you're the older child or when you have older children like you, like
No,
your kids old?
when you have older children. No, I'm not. Well,
Yeah,
I'm not the older child.
that's what you meant. When you have an older child like me.
Well, according to my father, okay, I'm the baby. So, but in this house,
Right,
my
see,
son
that's
is
what
the
I said.
baby.
That's what I was thinking. When you have when you have older children like me, myself. Yeah, that's the it's fun when you have a little yeah. It is. It's a craft, dragging decorations about from the attic and fighting with the tree. Christmas is hard work for the chef and the rapper, and they are both my jobs. Yeah, right. It is a lot. And the decorator, right?
And
Like that's
now you have your older children who tell you what they want, rather than being surprised about anything. And no, like it's not fun anymore.
right. There's no surprise or magic or
Yeah, there's
that was
nothing.
we had started kind of just buying what we wanted for people. There was no like I mean, if there was something that you particularly wanted or are saving for, you know what I mean, then let me know. Like Coral asks me every year, "Mom, what do you want for this?" or "Do you want this?" But the previously. Now, the past few years, we've kind of just been like, "Oh, I like that for that person," and we'll get it, and it's almost nice having the little surprise. You know what I mean? I'm not asking for some
This is
$500.
this is dictatorship. Who said gifts have to be bought on Christmas? Why don't we switch it up? Why don't we buy gifts on Thanksgiving and eat turkey on Christmas? Come on.
Well, Doreen, be a rebel. Do what you wanna do. Do what you wanna do. I mean, I'm not saying,
Switch it all up.
and it is. It is a job, and it is depressing, Tomas, when you have 4 kids. He's like 5 kids that aren't with you, and, yeah, I'm sure it is, sweetheart. I'm sure
But
it is.
Tomas, everything is about his children. Everything. Life
Yeah,
really
always.
revolves around his children. And if they're not in it, it's not worth it. It's nothing to him. Like it just doesn't no.
I know. Hey, Nick, I just wanted to say hi, and how you feeling? Um, let's see. Oh, and he says there's years that her and her brother just go to Vegas for Christmas. What a
That's nice.
blast. Yeah, right? What a blast. And that's the thing of it is sometimes it's not the worst thing to change things up. You know, it
No.
isn't. Like I've said before, I think I said around Thanksgiving, the year my stepdad passed, we ended up just getting like a lodge type cabin, but it was much smaller than we just had because it was a smaller group of us. But we ended up having it there and cooking together all day and eating. And it turned out to be a beautiful day. It actually is one of our favorite Thanksgivings. And it was totally different than anything we'd ever even thought of before. We just all of a sudden decided, you know what, we got to switch it up
Well,
this
that's why
year.
I'm changing it up this year. We ain't
You
having
having Thanksgiving?
nothing. Nothing, okay? We ain't putting no tree up. We ain't putting no decorations up. We ain't having nothing. I'll cook, and only because cooking is necessary. It's necessary to eat. After that, that's it, okay? We ain't doing
Well,
nothing.
what I think is, talking about switching up the holidays. You could hide Easter eggs outside.
Hmm.
You're like, I'm not wasting the eggs.
Not doing any. Not this
Let's
year.
see. Okay. Oh, okay. They lit the living room up instead. Ooh, nice. We'll have to see pictures. Nick, so nice to see you. Kids are lovely at Christmas, and we are eating alone for the first time. I will truly miss them. I know, mischief. Well, and that's another thing. Sometimes circumstances change how things are going to be, on a holiday. That's another thing. So I guess we just have to be thankful every day, right?
Well, my son lives upstairs from me, and I see him every day, so I'm missing nobody. I'll see him no
Right.
matter.
Well, that's the one reason I like to have Christmas Eve at my house or have something for my family is because that's the only day of the year now, except for
That you
this
get
year
to
for my birth.
see, and spend time. Yeah.
Yeah, I get to see them all. And even like my stepson did not come. It ended up being all girls except for my husband this weekend. And so he was like the chauffeur of the valet, the this. the trash guy, um, but it was all the girls, which is they got to see each other and hang out. But usually Christmas Eve is the only time of the year that I get to see them all as they hang out and enjoy each other. So that is something that I look forward to. Let's see. Witness says we have a ton of fun when they go to Vegas, play pay gal. It's great. Drink by the pool. It was so much fun. See, now that sounds like a nice Christmas option, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could go do something different and have a good time. Tomas says, let's sing Carmina Burana. I don't know. Tomas, I don't. Hit me up, Tiff. Okay. So I can learn? No, I'll hit you up anyway. Just cause I want to hit you up. Okay, so Chris says we will see them. Santa and Mrs. Claus will be visiting them all on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, then home, dinner, and relax for the first time ever. Short and sweet. Yeah. Those are
Mhm.
hard, but like you say, short and sweet, right?
Well, something's better than nothing.
Yeah. He says, Doreen. Love you all. Oh, we love you, Nick. I was so worried when you were
What
sick.
happened at Doreen? You
Oh,
want to
he was
come and
just
spend?
giving you yeah, he's giving you a heart.
Oh, you can come and spend Christmas with me.
I know. Poor guy deserves a lots of free bacon, right? Do you eat bacon, Nick? Tomas, bacon is Tomas's band-aid, right?
Yes. Speaking of which, I saw a guy that I follow. He was cooking lamb in bacon grease,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he said it was
But
out of this
it
world.
yes, I bet it was. So, one thing I wanna ask you, and then you can ask me anything you want to. But, like, have you found things that help your anxiety? Or and a lot of times, like I've said before, appointments even like because sometimes people with agoraphobia only go to appointments, right? There's different levels of agoraphobia, I've learned, you
Well,
know.
that's what I was talking about the other day. Um, like I have such a good relationship with my doctor that
Yeah.
my doctor's appointments are my outing. Like that is like the biggest highlight of my day. I have no problem going out to see my doctor. Um, I just love it. Like that's the day. That's like okay, hey, we're going out. We're gonna see the doctor, and like I feel my most comfortable
Going to the doctor? To
going to
your doctor.
see
Now you're
that
just
particular
talking about the
doctor.
one doctor,
That
right? Like your
particular
primary
doctor, not
care.
all doctors, just that
Right.
one particular doctor.
Okay.
Um, my son, and well, I was talking about this the other night as well. Like, my son already knows my problem. So if he wants to take me out to eat, he'll always tell me, I know the drill, Ma. You know, we get in the cab, we go to the restaurant, we eat. After we eat, I call the cab and we go home. And like that's just soothing enough for me that I'm able to do that, because I know I'm coming straight home. I can do that. But I can't go to places that I'm not familiar with.
Mhm.
I can't do that. I can't be that far away from home. I can't.
Mhm.
I'll have a panic attack. I can't do it. Like this is like the hospital used to be my safe zone, and like now my house is my safe zone, and I just feel safe. This is my safe place, and I just feel safe here. I I don't see the need to go out. Like what's out there? Well, I mean, there are things out there. I mean, I used to go and look at like different areas and like see the beautiful decorations and stuff, but like I just, I just, I just can't. I get very
You
nervous
get
about it, and
nervous about.
it's actually the panic attacks that cause the agoraphobia. Had I never gotten panic attacks, I wouldn't have agoraphobia
Right.
because
And
I don't want to go out with anybody and turn out to be the center of attention because Doreen had the panic attack. I don't want to ruin other people's good time. We'll plan to have a good time, and now, now we got to deal with Doreen because Doreen's having a panic attack. I don't want any of that. I want my people or my friends or whomever to have their good time and not have to focus on me. So I prefer to stay home because I fear so much that I'll have a panic attack. So I fear so much of going to different places because now I'm not in my area and I don't know where I'm going. I don't know which hospital is around, and I don't feel safe unless I know that there's a hospital, like it has to be my hospital, like that's where I feel the safest. I can't go further. I just can't. I just can't do it. I just cannot do it. So I'd rather stay home. But like I said, my agoraphobia came from my panic attacks. That's where all that stemmed from.
yeah, uh, that is one of the causes I was reading earlier of agoraphobia. Is one is originally avoiding places that you had panic attacks or gave you panic attacks, right? Like, say you took the bus and you had a panic attack on the bus. Well, don't want to ride the bus anymore, right?
Well, no, I don't have that.
Not you. I'm just saying
Oh, in
some
general.
cases.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
some cases, that's what, like you're saying, it starts off in panic, and so you don't trust yourself. What I'm hearing, and help me if I hear if that's wrong, but like you almost don't trust yourself to not get a panic attack in that certain environment. Like, I don't know how I'm going to act in that environment. It could set off a panic attack, right? That's what you think it could.
Right.
And so for fear of it coulding, you're not going to go
Right.
because it could.
Right.
Yeah. And so that's where the panic, like you're right, the panic attack is the fear because it could.
Right. And so when somebody invites you to go somewhere at that moment, because it's not immediate. Like, oh, today's Monday. Oh, let's go somewhere on Wednesday. So on Monday, you're home and you're safe and you feel fine. And you're like, sure, we'll go on Wednesday. I'll go with you. But Tuesday comes along and you're like, oh my God, I got to go somewhere on Wednesday. Holy shit. How am I going to fucking do this? I can't. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. And my son has watched me on the day that I'm supposed to go out. He has watched me prance back and forth in the house, back and forth in the house. Like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Oh my God, I have to go. I said I would. But at the end of the day, I call up and I cancel out and I say, I just don't feel good, or, well, most of the time. So when you do that so many times, people stop a calling. and nobody's
Right.
inviting you anywhere because they already know what the answer's going to be. So you actually ends up losing a lot of people, a lot of friends, and things like that because they're not going to wait for you because they want to live life. They want to go, and they have every right to go and live their life. You're the one who's stuck and behind. But you know what? It don't bother you any
Yeah.
because you feel perfectly content where you're at
Right. You're
home.
like, nope, can't go. Okay, all right, they're having a good time. But
And then all of a
it
sudden that
all
anxiety just like goes away after you said, okay, I can't go because I don't feel good. Then you're like, I don't have to do
no more
anything now.
pressure, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
No more pressure. A decision's been made. Oh, don't have to go. Okay, I can just stay in my little zone and be okay.
Right.
But also, for me, I do still like to be asked because there are the occasionally, that I do feel like, all right, I could do it right now. You know what I mean? Like, if you get me at the right moment,
Oh, yeah.
I can occasionally do, right? But sometimes I I can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Majority of the time, not 99% of the time, I cannot.
No, more often than not, no. And also, like, I need a plan. That's the other. And
But
that all of these things are things that I hate.
if I had a few drinks in me, well, I can do anything because I can go anywhere because the alcohol numbs that part of the brain that triggers those panic attacks. So like your mind is numb. You don't think like that doesn't even come about, so like you can do anything you wanted to if you had a few drinks in you, but like nobody's gonna turn into an alcoholic just to live life either.
That's the thing I was gonna say. Like, you can't wake up and have
Right.
drinks.
No.
I got an appointment. Let me have a few drinks before I go see my doctor.
All right.
I'm going to the dentist. Whoa, let's get flushed.
Right. I know.
This dentist thing is tough. But no, you're right though. Sometimes, and that's unfortunately why we have to take addictions, right? Because it's an easy coping. It helps with coping. So, um,
I don't know, maybe if you took a few teaspoons of cough syrup, something like one of those strong, man, maybe you do the same. I don't know, like
oh my God, yes. And Tiffany does not support any of these things. Just saying, and neither does Doreen really either. But
no,
it, um, yeah, there
no.
are
But
things like
when I have my occasional White Russian,
right, yeah.
I'm not feeling no pain here.
No,
Like
you're not. Yeah, I know.
no,
No, you're not. But also, you can't live your life like that and make decisions like that
well,
either. You know what I mean?
and that's what I say. Like for the way that I am and the way that my life is and the way that I have to feel. I'm not living. I'm existing. That's all I'm doing is existing.
Yeah, and
And that's
that's
sad.
so
That is so
sad.
sad. Like I want to live, but I can't. I can
Dude,
only
you and me
exist.
both. You and me both. I feel like such a piece of shit times for just not having more energy, just not feeling. But I mean, I think a lot of it, there is a lot of the panic thing. Although I feel like my panic has been pretty under control for quite a while now. Um And, like, as far as agoraphobia goes, there's some days that I just don't have it. I don't have it wherever it is in me, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally, I just don't have it,
Right.
you know? But there are some times that I do like, and I do like to go adventure, and I do try to find adventures that I can do or we can do. Um, but they are far and few between.
Yeah.
Like earlier when you were saying like I like to go places where I feel comfortable, and I most certainly do. You're right about that. I do like to go, like when I go to my daughter's, I can just go as I am, just go in my PJs. I don't really, she doesn't care how the fuck I come,
Right.
right? The thing of it is I can't come when I feel like not balanced or like my skin's not over my body yet.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? It's like we
Like
have
me
not come
today.
to
Like this is me in the raw. No fuss, no muss.
yeah.
Hair is screwed up. One side's up, one side's down. I got uh, a clip in the back. I feel hot, and like I didn't do anything special to come on here today. Like because I don't have it in me. Like I didn't brush my hair. Like this is it.
Yeah. Well, that's
Because I feel
okay.
comfortable. Because I feel comfortable.
Well, that's because we're come as we are.
Right. And that's because the people who
And
I'm
you get
talking
what
to,
you
like
get.
I'm on here with you and you understand everything about panic and all that. So like I don't feel like somebody else might feel like if they saw me go into one of my little frenzies of my panic, I don't feel like it's gonna be like one of those, oh my
Right, yeah.
God, like what is with her? And like no. Because I mean, it has happened to me once. Like me and my friends decided to go out, and like I felt that panic coming on the way to where we were going. And once I got there, the minute I stepped into the place, I was like, I got to take a cab and go home.
Mhm.
And I did. And I let them all go stay. I mean, not that I let them; they're gonna stay anyway. They all
Right.
had their own. They all had their own. Better for me to do that than to go into like a full blown panic attack where I'm going to be there like, oh my God, I can't breathe. I think I'm dying. I'm having a heart attack. My pulse, my heart, my this, my that. Call 911. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want you
Yeah.
to have to deal with any of that kind of stuff. I don't want to ruin your day. I don't want to ruin your night. Imagine somebody who's half crocked and they're having a good time. Now all of a sudden I sobered their ass up. And like, it's like you screwed me all up here. You know, you 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 frightened me into a fucking sober. No, I don't want to do that
Yes,
to
right.
somebody. No.
Yes. Yeah.
So I rather leave or stay home. Like Tomas does. Tomas leaves.
Well, here he says for his panic attacks, anxiety is going to the ER to convince myself I'm not dying or it's less severe isolation. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then when it says I go to all appointments and I run my town errands, but I make myself, I have to deal with all the anxiety leading up to every appointment. And I get that. And I think part of that for me is one appointment ends up leading to another appointment or another few appointments or what
But you
I
see,
never come out.
the
Yes.
hospital or the emergency room for Tomas is the same thing as me. It's one of my safe zones, safe spaces.
Yeah.
So all that adrenaline and everything that you're feeling before you get there, the the heart palpitations, the you know, you feel like you can't breathe and all that. But once you get into that emergency room, the blood pressure starts to come down. The heart palpitations start to lessen because you're in a place now where you feel like you're going to be saved. And so it's all psychological. It really is.
Right. Yeah. It can also be chemical,
Yeah.
you know. Uh,
Yeah, because to me, every time I go there, I'm always dying. I give I give the EMS boy a run for their money because before I even get to that hospital, check my lungs, check my heart, give me an EKG in here. Am I dying? Am I
Yeah.
dying? Am I dying? I can't breathe. You cannot put my adrenaline and my breathing is so high that I can't put the oxygen mask on me in the ambulance. I can't. It like
It's too constricting. Does it feel like it's constricting?
it's yes. I can't. You can't put that on me. Like no. They try, for me to breathe in the oxygen, but I can't do it. I can't do it. Like I'm breathing faster than that oxygen is coming out. And so like no, you're screwing up my rhythm here now. Like it's no, I can't do it.
Oh my goodness.
Well, do you convince yourself, Tomas, that you're not dying, or does the doctors that convince you that you're not dying, that makes you feel better, that gets you back home?
Yeah, that's a good question. He says really the only thing that works for me nowadays is isolation and to avoid different stimulation. And that is true. Chris says breathing exercises and meditation, which are coping skills that help me with panic attacks. And if I work on it before I go out, it helps with that too.
Hmm.
So that's good that you found a way that, you yourself can work through, you know.
That is good. That really is. Because the only thing that helps me is a spritz of my Spiriva and one of my anxiety medications, and out the door I'll go.
You know. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's true. Can't another result of the pandemonium is you can't get an appointment if you want one. Appointments are pretty far out here too. Let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to read about the what Chris was saying because they're doing the Santa thing is a new test since 2020. She goes to everybody's house and stays for short little bursts. And she's like, she'll be exhausted the day after. That seems like a very busy day. Going to the different places, dropping off the little things, visiting your little visit, and going
Hmm.
on. Bless you.
That's sweet.
It's a yes. You just don't make appointments. Got to make appointments, Chris, if you need something, sweetheart. When he says give yourself lots of time to rest. Oh. Facebook user says they heard Thorazine now comes in flavored. Will it help? I don't know. Come back and let us know. Uh, let's see. Whitney said she has to ramp back into working, so I have to push myself a bit. I've made a lot of changes, but I have to work. Yes. Well, it is difficult. It is really, it is difficult when you're struggling, right? It's difficult to push yourself to do the thing. So I'm really proud of you for doing that. And that's what we're gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do to get this Christmas decorations done. Let's see, mischief. Gotta go for my B12 jab next week. Started doing my breathing exercises every time I think about it. Oh, sweetheart. Just relax until it's time to go. That's part of the thing. That's something that I've tried to really work on and for witness to um, is I really, really try not to, especially like anxiety provoking appointments, right? Some things that maybe I don't want to do, or some things where I know it's going to hurt, or shit you don't want to do. And So I've really tried to like get myself down to like I'm not thinking about it. I don't want to talk about it. Even with Doreen, I'll be like, I don't really want to think about it, talk about it till the day before, right? Like, and then I'm nervous. What's gonna happen? We're gonna be just fine. She says she's by herself, so it's all me. There are tons of work from job homes. Rewind. There's tons of work from home jobs available online, Whitney, and I can hook you up with somebody that knows some good companies unless you already have a thing that you're doing. I don't know. Uh, that's why we do not overdo 2 days. It's a hefty journey, but only about 40 miles radius. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah. That's so nice. Well, maybe eventually I'll become Santa on Christmas. Maybe that's what I'll do eventually on Christmas Day. I'll just drop little treats off for everybody. That's a great idea. Work from home. I miss the two of you. Oh,
So anybody else on here feel like they're agoraphobic? Tomas? I know Tomas.
hey, FXP. I hope you're feeling better, honey. He's not been feeling well either all week, taking his rest time as he should, which is good, which is really good. Oh, so agoraphobia. I think we all have agoraphobia. And hey, Jenny. And also a lot of anxiety, you know.
Hi
And
Jenny,
that's
how you
so
doing?
normal. That's our, yeah, he said 100%, which doesn't surprise me because he's another person that likes to be by his space, right? Now I'm just clicking anything that rolls by. Because he likes to be in his space too. So yeah, I think that I think Chris had some great uh yeah, no, Willie Weed, I don't like labels, but probably so. Yeah, I don't really like the label either. It's just what else do we call it? Staying in your house? Staying in your house. And I think for me, some of the incidents that happened, you know, with my MS, um, that did make me originally agoraphobic or like not interested in going out or like going to the mall with my daughter was a huge one because um I was so terrified that that would happen again, that I would just like melt down to nothing in the middle of the mall with my daughter. And I thought,
Right.
oh my gosh, that's so terrifying. So yeah, I hate that. I absolutely. I hate that there are things that over time have become more menacing, and also that I don't have the energy to do the things that I used to do,
I was
because
telling
I would love to do.
Brandy yesterday that I used to sleep in my clothes because I had to be
Oh,
halfway.
to be ready to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I knew a panic attack would end up eventually. So every day, whatever I wore for the day, I wore at nighttime because I want to be that ready. I don't want to have to hesitate.
Right. You
I
just
just have
are.
to throw my shoes on, grab my bag, call 911, and I'm out the door.
That's a terrible way to have to live, right?
It is.
Yeah, it is. Well, since I've known you, your anxiety has gotten much better.
Yes. Yes.
on the whole. You've gotten a much better control of it, giving yourself some time to try to self-soothe or try to doing some different exercises and things like that, not wearing your clothes to bed and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
think that's great. I mean, the thing of it is at least trying to make some changes or trying to learn about yourself, right? To be able to deal with things the best way that you can. Oh, Willie's like, I'm listening while moving some lumber. Have you in my jacket pocket. So cute. I love that. But yeah, we can kind of try to use some tools and maybe they'll help us, right? And now, like you said at the beginning when we first started talking about it, you said the hospital used to be your safe place, but now home is your safe place.
Yeah.
So now you're almost the opposite. I'm not going,
And right. Yeah.
even if you make me. But which is good. Which is good. Anxiety and agoraphobia can be really debilitating. Whoops.
It really is.
Yeah. The hardest part was it affected the activities with my kids. That's what Tomas says, and that's very true, you
Yeah.
know. And yeah, it's very true. And that is another thing that we beat ourselves up about, right? That's another oh, that's nice. I live near a train yard that gives away a lot of oak boards. Ooh, nice. Um, yeah, I think I have to miss out on things for anxiety but now it's a lot of for me more at this point in time right now. I feel like it's more energy and body for me. Now that doesn't mean although I think I was a little more active when you first met me. Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's just been it's I don't know, it's been a difficult balance. It's a difficult balance. But it's definitely something that is worth working on. And also I don't always know when something is going to hit me spatially. Those when you guys are talking about the spatial anxiety attacks, uh I don't always know when that's going to hit.
Right.
I remember like my first panic attack I ever had. I remember I was a little kid and I was floating on my back in the swimming pool and I was looking up at the sky and it just got so big it terrified the fuck out of me. And I remember like getting all hyperventilating and crying and scared like I didn't know any of those feelings. I just thought I was weird.
Mm.
I just thought I was weird for a lot of my life because I didn't know what was wrong with me. Ooh, nice, Willie. I love repurposing stuff. Um, and wood, that wood is nice. That kind of wood is nice. Yeah, look, Freezino is like, I know I'm weird. It took me time to embrace it. It took me time to realize that being weird was actually okay, and that probably most people are probably weird, and that everybody thinks that they're weird, actually. Even the people that I don't think that you know what I mean? Like, everybody thinks they're weird, right? And when you're a kid and trying to figure out things, and especially things like anxiety, when people don't listen
Yeah.
to you. or just try to quiet you, and you're like, "I'm gonna die though," and they're like, "Go to bed," and I'm like, "But I'm gonna die though." It's like, "Get it together," "But I'm dying."
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. So it's like you do feel like you're weird. You are kind of like, why can't I get it together? I'm trying to get it together. She said, get it together. I'm trying to get it together. He said, get it together. I'm trying to get together. And it just isn't coming together. So it took me a long time to put all of the pieces together and realize that weird is cool and normal doesn't exist. And a lot of people have anxiety and all that crap. I just passed out all the time. That was how my anxiety showed. Well, some people, some people do have a different type of reaction. Some people's anxiety, like they can't stay still, right? It's busy, 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 busy,
That
busy,
was
busy.
me.
Yeah. And but then
Because
some
your adrenaline is running so fast inside of your body that you can't stay still. Your body has to move with it. Because if your
mhm.
body's not moving with it, it's not right. Like you just have to go, like move. You got to move with that. You got to keep up with that. Like I used to get those things so bad that I mean, those panic attacks made me lose weight because my heart was beating so much all the time that it was working out for me when I wasn't doing anything. You know what I mean? I wasn't working
Oh
out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like you have to move. I remember getting off the bus. I remember being on the bus with my ex-husband and one of those panic attacks came on and I said, I'll meet you home because I gotta walk. I gotta walk this. And he stood on the bus, son of a bitch. And I had to get off and I had to move. I had to move. I had to walk because that adrenaline was there and I gotta move with it.
Yeah, right. It's like I gotta and I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go that speed.
Like I have to give my heart a reason to do that. Like not just because of a panic attack. I have to move.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's not good when it starts interfering with your life, right? It's good that you have found something that you can put your energy into that helps with your panic attack, right? Instead of just sitting there and feeling it internally, you get busy.
Right.
Now, you do that every day, all day long, right? Then it's a problem.
But then I bought a book from Barnes and Noble about panic attacks. And I used to go to this one page every time I would have a panic attack. And it read, a healthy heart can beat 200 beats per minute for days without doing any damage to your heart. So I used to read that over and over and over to soothe myself until I got the grand thought of, well, what if my heart isn't healthy?
Oh my goodness. And
Back
we
to
don't know
those,
that as fact, right?
right, back to those, but what ifs? But what if? I was like, I fucked myself all up with that. Like, so much for reading that chapter.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Our brains play funny games, right? Just
Yeah.
pass the fuck right out. Boom. Oh, poor Wits.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, honey.
I would pass out from exhaustion from it all.
Yeah, right. Once you, since October. Well, no worries, y'all. We know what it is. Have passed out since October. Well, good, sweetheart. And let's no passing out until the new year or longer. Yeah, that's scary. That just boom. No, it's not. It's serious because you can when you fall like that, you can really hurt yourself. That's, we always talk about falling and like let's don't, right? Because we can really hurt ourselves, especially when we have other things going on.
Right.
No, we don't want to have to go through the healing of that. So you're just gonna have to wear like one of those balls witness that you can get for around your body. I'm talking about Doreen. The people that get in the ball and they have the ball fights. Where they're both in the ball. She just needs to wear one of those. Which she needs to wear one of those. The list of things that have made me pass out is pretty funny. Oh my goodness. And Chris says, keep laughing. It's good for your heart. So is crying, but I know which I prefer. Yeah, me too. This week's been full of a lot of crying. Not, it's just been weird crying too. It's not always even making sense. I just think it's an exhausted, that time of year crying.
Just excuse me a second because I have to pee because it's an MS thing.
Mm, okay. It's really a human thing, but you can use whatever excuse you want, Doreen. We all pee sometimes, right? Humor is so good for the soul, you guys. It really is. It's the best medicine, really, is to make you laugh. Make you laugh and um make you feel cared about, make you feel seen. Those are all good things. Don't you guys think? Fuck, I'm all about some humor. We could really be using some humor this week. I just don't think anybody's felt silly. Nobody's felt silly. And I get the ambulances at work, Whitney, you know, those are shit things. Some things we got to do to get through. So, I guess it's just me. Jenny says she's so exhausted from work, she doesn't know where she is half the time. I'm so exhausted from being exhausted, I don't know where I am half the time. Today, I just realized it was Friday. Today, which it just became Friday today, but like all week, like every day this week, I thought it was fucking Tuesday. I really did. And then finally, somehow I realized it was Friday, and I was like, "Oh, are we gonna do this thing?" Um, Humor is great. Love to get the heart pumping that way. Absolutely, absolutely is the best. The best laughter is the best medicine, and honesty is the best policy. Right? That's what
Yes.
they say. Laughter is the best medicine. Honesty is the best policy. Oh, you guys. So, agoraphobia and panics are rough, but we're surviving them, everyone. We are surviving them, and we've learned our own little ways of what we're doing, right? How we get through them, our
Yes.
reactions when we have them, which is great. It takes a lot of time to do that, and I hate it that my daughter, she suffers from anxiety. I hate that. I hate that for her. I wished I could help her uh, feel better, every day. I know it is a process and she works on it. That's the thing is if you're willing to work on it and not just stay stuck in it, right? Which is an easy thing to do because panic is easily something to make you stay stuck, along with agoraphobia. They
Mm-hmm.
both, can't, I mean, anxiety is like the main in the book, right? In the mental health book. Agoraphobia falls under an anxiety condition. Hey Meg, sorry I'm a bit behind in the chat. So I'm saying is I have severe depression. Still I rise. Yes. And that is, yeah, Jenny. Uh, I have depression as well, severe depression, or what do they call it? I don't remember. Generalized depressive disorder. Nah, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it's still
Clinically,
part of the
are you clinically depressed?
me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clinically, I'm diagnosed with depression, general, and I'm also diagnosed with anxiety. And then below that is the agoraphobia piece. Yeah, we do a lot to work on my anxiety. And, we also have some post-traumatic stress disorder in there. So,
I
there's
think
things. There's
a
things that
lot of
cause
us
these
have
things, right?
um
Yeah.
I think a lot of us have PTSD for so many different reasons.
100%. And those are things sometimes that do need to be addressed, so um, I do have a psychiatrist. Major depressive disorder. Thank you. Major depressive disorder. That's what it is. Major or minor. So it's major depressive disorder and anxiety. Yeah, major depressive disorder and PTSD. I'm clinically diagnosed with major depressive disorder. And I think that um, there's something like we've talked about before with people being diagnosed with certain illnesses that I think that depressions and things are normal part
So
of
do you
life.
think a good do you think
Therapist?
no a therapist. Do you think like a good
Yes, therapist.
majority of time, like we all put on a facade?
A good majority of time?
Hmm.
All as in who do you mean? People in general?
Hmm.
Oh,
Like,
I think people do try to put their best foot forward. And not always every day does everybody feel like that, right? But do we try? I think yeah. Yeah. What is this? Yeah. Fake the funk often. Yeah. And it's not my personality isn't the fake funk, isn't the faking the funk. It's the
oh no, no, no,
uh
no, 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 no. I
the
don't mean that. I mean,
physical and the yeah.
like you could be feeling like you're like anxiety or
Uh,
like anxiety or a panic attack is coming on, but like you try to play it cool, you know what I mean? Like smooth, like you put on a facade, like
oh
everything.
yeah.
Yeah, all the
Joni's like, have
time.
you
You
really
see?
met me? Yeah. Yes, yes,
What did
yes,
Joni
yes.
say? Have you what?
Have you really met me? I fake being happy all the time.
Uh,
Right? And I think yes, yes, the general consensus is I try to look to act better than I feel a lot, but I find when I fake it a little to get into a fun time, then I really have a good time. And I say that a lot of times, right? Like sometimes it's like uh the getting ready and the doing the makeup and the doing my hair and my picking my outfit is kind of like me getting
oh yeah, because when you naturally when you look good, you start to feel good.
right. And so it's almost like, okay, I'm putting my super suit on, like I'm getting this costume on. So it's not a costume, that's how I always dress, but it's almost like, yeah, I'm putting on my super suit a little bit to help me feel a little better, right? And
Right.
feel like I can take on and then you are then you are then you do feel better. You are I tend to be a little bit more open to a good time. Like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna about to have a good time, so I may as well have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm already ready. So
Right.
yeah, exactly like Whitney says. Once I'm there, it's great. I like to be with my friends. Yes, I love to be with my friends and my family. Yeah. Tomas says that's my next link. Ink. The 2 minutes. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know who's calling me at the moment, but yeah, that's or us. That is part of the thing, right? Once you get all done up and you go and you do have a good time, you can have a good time. But that doesn't mean it's not exhausting and you won't pay for it later. And that's me. It's like I pay 5 days for 3 days of
Yeah.
enjoying myself. Right. But like really enjoying myself. I didn't hold back at all. So I know that I always feel good after getting dressed up and putting my face on. Yeah. It helps. It helps. It helps a lot. So let's think of it that way. That's how I'm gonna look at the holidays. I'm gonna look at decorating my house as like we're gonna start putting the super suit on the house, right? And getting it ready for Christmas. That's what I'm gonna do. And you're gonna be there with me, Doreen.
Sure, I'll be there watching you.
Yeah, like every year, you and me be decorating my Christmas tree. It's cute. Well, anything else you want to talk about? Anything else anybody wants to talk about?
Anybody got anything else to say?
Um, Chris, I'm proud of you for getting your packages out. Jenny Wong did decorate her little Christmas. She did have some little Christmas decos, and they're really cute and tasteful on a little tree. It looked so cute.
Aw.
Mm-hmm. Jenny says she'll have something by Monday decorated in her house. I'm just asking if anyone. I know Meg's all decked out, you know, and I will.
Well, Meg's all
Uh,
decked out. Mel's all decked out.
yeah, yeah. Tiffany's about to get there, and we're gonna have to find your little tree door. Missed all of you. Sorry I haven't been on a lot, but it's been a sick thing. I know you've been so sick, honey, and I'm glad you're
Well, you just
feeling
relax
better.
and
Yeah,
get better.
yeah. I didn't really want to bother him, but I did check on him a couple of times. Like, how you doing? How you
Aw.
feeling? Oh, that's a good question, Tomas. Does anybody have a favorite song when they feel down? Depends what kind of down I'm feeling, to be honest with you.
Oh, usually my songs are cry songs. They make you feel bad and make you cry. And I like that.
Well, sometimes it's good to just cry it out, right? Like, let's just get the music flowing. And we missed you tremendously, FXP, and we're so glad you're back. Um, he's feeling better right now, he says, but as we all know, it comes and goes, right?
So, does anybody have a favorite song?
It's a stick figure edge of the ocean. So we will have to Tomas says Metallica Fade to Black. Oh, that's a good one. It depends. I like Pantera Cemetery Gates sometimes. I like Insane Clown Posse. Fuck the World sometimes. Mouse's Run in the Deep by Adele sometimes. Willie Weed says, I'm usually have some song in my head. He's just singing around. Uh, Crying in the shower is the best thing. Anything by Bon Jovi. Yes, Jenny. Yes. Too many songs to choose. Depends on my mood, but Pantera and Dimebag. Sorry, Damaged Plan is my favorite of me, Dimebag Daryl. Remind me to tell you something about Dimebag Daryl. Freezing new. Yeah, there's some good songs. And then there's also like my like those are my like when I'm angry or want to just like uh it depends. Although sometimes Cemetery Gates also gets me in other feelings. It's weird with Pantera. But those are more of like my heavy metal songs and ICP, you've heard that song, Fuck the World. I've had you listen to that song. And that's just where I just want to be like, fuck you all, right? Fuck you all. Uh oh, The Sound of Silence by
Take a nickel, pocket nickel, humpernickel.
no. Sound of Silence. The new guy, why can't I think of it? Disturbed. Thank you, Tom. Disturbed. Thank you. I'm an old punk rocker. Yeah, you know what? Bon Jovi was one of. I won tickets to the Bon Jovi concert. Well, a friend of mine won tickets off of to the Bon Jovi concert and asked me to go with him. And we had great seats, but like we were right by this speaker, and I swear I could not hear for like 3 days. It was an awesome concert, and one of my playlists is called Fuck It. Yeah, I have a lot of songs, you guys. Love the Ramones. My brother-in-law actually, his band called Lustkill, um, they are having a little record release on February 3rd of next year, which I think is pretty cool. But the reason I thought of that is because my brother plays, or my brother-in-law plays covers of the Ramones, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, I love me some. You know what? Another song I've always liked is "Come On, Eileen." I always
Oh
have liked
yeah,
that song. Doesn't that just have like a nice pep to it?
yes.
It just makes you want to have this little snappy walk. Yeah, I like that. I love a ton of music. I mean,
I
yeah,
love a
Jenny
ton of
said,
music too, but for some reason I always end up kicking back to the friggin' oldies. Like, because I think it's so like embedded in me from my father, Jesus, playing it over and over and over and over as a kid, like,
yeah. Well,
and I
that's
love
where
it.
I
So like
think,
I just like fall back into that.
yeah, that's where I think like a lot of my classic rock comes from is like my dad, right? Growing up, and that's what I was listening to. And like, and then I've kind of found some of the things that I like on my own over time. Queen is my favorite band of all time. I mean, I
I like
love Freddie
Queen, yes.
Mercury. I love Queen. I've always it just you know what, eventually it was like, oh, who really is my favorite band? Like if I had to pick like favorite of all time. And I thought about it, because when I was turning 50, I had to think about a lot of things. And so song was one of them. And I thought, Queen has been with me like my whole life. It's been like my go-to music all the time.
Yeah.
And when I'm feeling down or whatever, I'll play a Queen song. Some of the slow Queen songs, you know. I love them.
Samantha says that I play too much. I'm too much into romantic songs, love
Well, it's a
songs.
good. It's your music, not Samantha's, right?
Yeah, exactly.
When I'm cleaning, it's Sean Paul or Maiden. Okay, Tomas.
I like Sean Paul.
Ooh. I do like Sean Paul too. When it says I can carry the hell out of Bohemian Rhapsody, girl. I know. I always sing. I cannot. I have a really hard time singing anyway because of my throat and everything. But I try. Poor Brian, right? You're into romantics, like, but it's what you like. That's the thing about it is just because I like certain music doesn't mean that's it's
I
what you
mean,
like.
I like all music, but
Yeah, I know you do.
I I don't I always I don't just hear I feel the music.
Yeah. Mhm.
Hey, why don't we have a karaoke one day? Like all of us get on a regular chat and do karaoke.
We could try to figure that out. That would be fun.
That would be
Um,
fun.
there might be some karaoke games. Like, I don't know. I'll have to look. I'm sure we can find something. I'm sure we can find something.
I
Yeah,
want
so
to
yeah,
hear
it just depends on my mood.
I want to hear Tomas sing.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. It'd be
Yeah.
fun to hear everybody sing. It really would. It would be a
Yeah,
blast.
yeah. Good
We
or
could
bad, it's
do
fun.
it.
It's just fun.
Yeah. Well, let's look into it. We will look into it. Music is a magical thing. It has really saved my soul. It really is. Help put words to my feelings at times where I couldn't think of any of that.
So with the
Uh
people that are here now, let's take a vote of who would like to do a karaoke.
Look, but what says, "Oh no, that sounds embarrassing." For EDC says, "No one wants to hear me sing." See? Hey, if you guys are here now, would you hit the like button? And look at this kid. He's like, bring it. So
That's what I
cute.
like about Tomas. He's for
Yeah,
anything.
I do it. I mean, I'll do it. You guys know I'll do anything. But yeah, we could do it. We'll figure it out. Let's figure it out. Willie Weed's like, I will watch. He's gonna make
Oh,
a nice. Yeah, I
Willie, you
love
will
it.
sing.
You will by the end of it, you will sing. Yeah, it'd be fun. But you are always welcome to watch. And I like to have you, Willie. It's nice to have you come and hang out. It's so I love just all you guys coming and hang out. It's so nice and just enjoyable and
But you didn't answer
it's
my
nice.
question, Willie. I asked you earlier if you found any homes for those little furry babies.
Let me go back and look. He could have answered you. Uh, let's say. Let's say. No, he did not answer. He did not answer. Willie! Willie! What's going on with the kids? No, they're all here. Are they all staying here? Are they all staying here? Yeah. We'll give
Oh,
bacon as prizes. See? Jenny Wong says, why not? You only live once.
hey.
Tomas is getting everybody on the bacon bandwagon.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, Willie, you're such a sweetheart. And those little kitties, they're wild kitties. They live outside. Yeah, see? Little fella. That's how I had a cat had a litter of kittens. She didn't have them here, but she kept kept bringing them here. One of the feral kitties outside. And she had her kit and I was determined not to. Yeah, good. He says he's getting used to pets, to getting little pets and not being afraid of him. If you can get the kitties to not be afraid of you, that'd be awesome. Yes. Tomas says his ex-wife left him because she was jealous of bacon. More people should look at that as a cause of divorce, to be honest. What is your relationship with bacon? No, I'm just kidding. All right, you guys. Doreen, you have anything?
No, I said it all that I was going to say.
Me too, pretty much. Again, before we go, everybody get your smoking apparatus, your beverage of choice. Willie says all five love being petted, but still bite a little. They still
Aw.
babies. And we're
Little,
gonna
little
say
baby.
Xenu and the trophy, and we're gonna hit it one more time for Doug Kramer for this week. Can you hear that nice and clearly?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, Osa. If you were out here, you could smoke weed too and have a snack after. Rest in peace, Doug. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Freezina, for popping in. And I hope you continue to feel better. Everybody have a great night. It's good sometimes to just talk about the funk. Now I'm going to get this pursuit on and put my Christmas stuff up and get ready for Christmas. Everybody have a great night. And I love you guys all to pieces as
Great night,
usual.
everyone. And I hope who's
Yep.
not feeling well feels well. Rest. Number one priority, rest. You are the number one
Hydrate.
priority. Take care
Yeah.
of you.
All right. We will see you later. Love you
Put a like.
guys.
Put a like for
Bye
us.
bye.
Spread the
Bye
love.
bye.
Spread the love. Love you all.
Love you all. Good night.
Nighty night.